What up, free bosses? In this video, we're going to cover how to not care what others think about you. Now, this is something that I struggle with way too much, and it annoys me so much how much I care what other people think of me. So I had to make this because I had to reverse engineer and figure out why exactly I care so much and how I can fix this. So part of this video is for me to remind myself of not to care, just not to worry about what other people think of me. And then the other part is for you guys. Hopefully this can bring you value and help you to not care so much about what other people think of you, because as soon as you can get over what other people think of you, then you can start to really live your life the way that you should be living it, the way that you need to be living it, and it'll be a lot more pleasurable. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So why do you care? Think deep. Why? Ask yourself, why do you really care so much what other people think of you? And I ask myself this all the time, like, why do I really care what this individual thinks of me? I don't know why I let that affect me. Is it the status? Is it my status and my reputation that I want to protect? Do I want to protect this cool guy reputation, or do I want to protect my loser reputation? I don't want to have the loser reputation, right? So like, everybody is trying to keep their status awesome. They want to keep a really cool status, a cool reputation with everybody that they know. And that may be why they don't want to say certain things or step on toes, is because they want to keep that status. So they care what other people think of them with that status. Or could it be embarrassment? You don't want to say something that's going to make you look stupid, and then you're going to be embarrassed, thus lowering your status again. Is it that you want to be liked? You just want people to like you, and you want to have... So really it all comes back to status and how you're perceived within this world, what your reputation is. You know, maybe you don't want to offend people, so you don't speak your mind 100% because you don't want to piss anybody off. You don't want to step on toes. So what is the cost of all this? What is the opportunity cost that you are preventing yourself? What is the opportunities that you're preventing from going after because you care so much about what other people think? You got to really find that out. Ask yourself that. Why do I care so much, and what is this costing me? Because I care so much what other people think, what am I not pursuing or going after because I care so much about what other people think? What am I not acting like? What am I not saying because I'm worrying so much about how I'm going to be perceived by the real world out there? And you know, once you figure out what the costs are that you're preventing yourself from going after, then you can really start to weigh the pros and cons of what you're really holding yourself back from. You know, if it's a huge cost that you're preventing yourself from going after, then you should probably start going after that no matter what other people are going to think of you. Just start going after that. If it's not that bad of what you're preventing yourself from going after, then hey, it's not that bad. So one way that you can try to overcome the caring of what other people think of you is to imagine that you have 1 week left to live. So just imagine that 1 week from now, you are going to be done, off the planet, off the world, no more you, no more existence. How much would you care about what these individuals think? Would it really matter at all to you about what people thought of you? You know, would you do things much differently right now if you knew you only had a week left? What would you be doing differently if you only had a week left? How would your priority list change of your life? What would you be doing differently in your life? How would things get rearranged if you only had 1 week left to live? So really try to contemplate this, because I mean, honestly, you don't know how long you have left to live. We think we have more than a week left to live, but we don't know. You know, part of me thinks, like, when I'm going through life and I'm saving up all this money and I'm working hard and I'm making X amount of dollars, but I only spend, you know, half of X or a third of X, and I don't spend it all. Part of me is thinking, like, what if I died tomorrow with my big savings account and I'm not able to spend it? I'm not able to actually, like, reward myself from working so hard and getting all this savings. So it's the same with, like, putting yourself out there. What if you died tomorrow or the day after that and you weren't able to actually fully express yourself and fully live the life that you would love to live? So think about that. Life is so short, and you don't even know how long it really is until it's over, right? So just imagine you have 1 week left to live, and then try to do things differently and think differently, like you actually know when your time is going to be up. So another way to put things into perspective and to really understand how much you should not be caring is to think about the globe. Think about how the population of the human race on this globe. There's over 7.5 billion people on this planet. The US only has 323 million people. So literally everybody outside the US, there's over 7 billion people outside the US. So if worst came to worst and you pissed off everybody in the United States and your reputation completely went down the drain inside the United States, you could still go to a whole nother country, start completely fresh, they wouldn't even know you. Now, obviously, if it happened on an international level, that would probably be the case. But that never happens. Like on an international level, you're not going to piss off people on an international level. You probably would only piss off a couple people in your like friend group or in your little local town, maybe even your state. But it's going to be pretty hard to piss off a lot of people across a whole nation. So that would be if you piss people off, right? But if you're just embarrassed or you did something stupid on the internet or you said something dumb that people are gonna look at you bad or your reputation was hurt on a small local level, you still have billions of other people that you can rebuild that reputation with. This is a massive earth. That's why I like to have a lot of globes and I like to have these reminders to really remind me, and these big old maps and stuff to remind me, put some in perspective, right? Help me remember this world is massive. There's a ton of people in this world. I am just a small little dot in this world, and I need to not care so much about the little things. So you can always start over. So keep this in mind that you are just a small little speck in this world, and many people don't even realize the little specks that come and go in this world, right? Like we only really remember, like our mass populations only really remember the big players, the people that leave huge legacies like the Ben Franklins and the Albert Einsteins and the Elon Musks. Those type of people are going to leave massive legacies, but there are billions of other people that come and go and nobody even realizes that they lived and they died. So you got to figure out, I mean, do you want to be one of those specks that nobody even realizes? I mean, nobody on a massive level, maybe 1,000 people realize that that one person lived and died, and that's even a lot. Over a whole lifetime, 1,000 people knew about this one person over a whole lifetime. Do you want to be the speck that people know about, or do you want to be the little speck, the little dot that nobody knows about? So let me leave you with this. What if you didn't care? What if 100% of you did not even care and you were 100% oblivious to what other people thought of you, to what they even said about you, to any kind of negative feedback or positive feedback? You were 100% oblivious. You just did your own thing. You lived your life, and everybody else was just like, there was a wall there. You had no idea what people were saying or thinking about you. What would you do differently if you had no idea, or if you just 100% didn't care? How would you speak differently? How would you act differently? What actions and what things would you go after in life if you didn't know anything about what people thought about you? So you gotta be real with yourself. Be 100% real with yourself. You don't gotta lie to yourself. You don't gotta try and paint an illusion here. I mean, nobody's gonna be judging you here, so just ask yourself these serious questions and try to figure out, how worth it is it to me to just be myself? Why am I holding myself back? Figure out that why. Is it fear of embarrassment, fear of the status? I think it all comes back to status and how you want to portray this certain reputation that you got to hold up, and you probably are only portraying the reputation to a very small amount of people. So I mean, really, just do what you want to do. This life is so short, you don't even know how short it really is. Somebody could just die in a week or a month from now, and that's how long your life was. However old you are now, I mean, that could pretty much be it. So my takeaway from this is I'm going to stop caring so much about, I'm going to try to stop caring so much about what other people think of me. I'm just going to go after what I want to go after. I hope you do the same. I hope this video was able to bring you value, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching.